guys? It's December now. I don't remember the last time we filmed one of these, but we're winding down 2019. There's a lot going on. We'll kind of show you throughout the day what we're working on and give you some updates of how the year kind of ended and where we're going in 2020. So stick around.
What are you feeling, Nathan?
I'm gonna get the chicken burrito.
Chicken burrito? Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of domains. So, anyway, we played around with this idea, but then didn't really do anything with it. We bought a WordPress community platform. Even installed it, right? Like we had it running somewhere. But again, we never, like something happened, we just sort of got distracted and kind of let it go. And then there's this contest that came up called the OSV Challenge. And so the idea is sort of this idea of like this group is basically funding 3 startups that want to come up with sort of visionary ideas. Like this is sort of idea stuff, but some of it is sort of a bit more I don't know. It's faith-based, but not necessarily like, I don't know, just sort of talks about furthering the kingdom, if you will. So that sort of like, some of it could be like homeless outreach. Doesn't necessarily mean it's, what's it called? Church building, right? So anyway, this seemed like a good opportunity for us to kind of throw in our thought for Facebook. So we did. So we kind of, over the Thanksgiving break, we basically came out with a pitch deck for it and submitted it, and it got approved. So we're going on to the next round. So there's like several rounds in this thing. So this is round 1.
So what do the winners get?
They get a $100,000 grant plus like mentorship, and so it almost becomes like an accelerator,
Right.
for those 3 startups. This is their first year doing it, so I'm guessing they're kind of making it up as they go a little bit. So this is what we turned into them, and
So you chickened out from calling it Facebook a little bit.
I did chicken out because, well, for 2 reasons. One, I kind of felt like the name is so polarizing. Either people love it or they hate it. And so I was like, you know what? I'd rather not.
Don't make that a roadblock.
I don't want to make that a target. Secondly, the design was really difficult because what brand do you use? Because the second you do Facebook, it starts feeling like everything's blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like visually, I'm like, I can't make sense of it. So anyway, I did a little like quick search on different words that made sense. And Coligo came up. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Reads well in Spanish too. So
What does it mean?
it means basically means like unity, like together. So that's it. It doesn't mean anything religious necessarily. But also the domain is for sale. So if you ever want, Coligo.com. It's out there. And so because this organization is Catholic, like I kind of made it like specifically Catholic based.
Yeah.
And it actually works out well because the way Catholic churches are organized is they're very systematic. So everything's sort of very easy to replicate. Most parishes sort of are organized very similarly. So again, the problem here is sort of part of the new evangelization, which is sort of modernizing the church, if you will, is it's key for parishes to adopt a way to stay relevant, connect people, and spread the faith. So, but social media provides a perfect opportunity to do so, but relying on existing social networks is not ideal and can even be contrary to the faith, right? So there are people like, and I've had this issue, every time I try to set up a group or something like that, there's always that person's like, well, I'm not on Facebook, right? It's always that one or two. And you're like, well, okay, well, we can't organize if we can't all be on the same platform. So it sort of came out of that thing. So the solution is Coligo, the social network for Catholics or parishes, dioceses, and faithful communities. So again, focused on the church, on Catholic Church, but we think this could obviously pivot and turn into all faiths. That's kind of the nice thing too about even calling it Facebook, is it even could be other, much other, not only other denominations, but it could be other faiths as well. Yeah, so it's Latin to bind together, connect, unify, or unite, unify. So Coligo allows Catholics to connect with other members, share content, grow in community in a positive, faithful environment. So it's really just Facebook. So what you have here is different ways to organize. So you have your local church, the larger diocese. Then you have categories, so different posts, so announcements, events, prayer requests, faith questions, that sort of thing. Then directories, you have like church members, church leadership, and then groups. So in this place we got like young adults and then like a Catholic capital campaign, so raising money. So you can kind of break it down that way. And here we have users can join our parish network and see and post announcements, events. Yeah, it's just what I was saying. Announcements, events, prayer requests, faith questions, inspiration, and much more. So you'll see here, here's like Our Lady of Guadalupe, Hermosa Beach. This is the profile of the church itself, the parish. And then here's like your feed. So here we got this guy named Chris Jordan. He posted something about his trip to help the homeless, and then just feed, and then like these are to sort of be like stories probably, just a different way. And then users can connect with each other based on similar interests, topics, locations, religious vocations, and careers. So, so here you have Dana. And she, you can follow Dana. She's like just like your standard profile. You can put her interests, what she's looking for.
This is like a member.
Yeah, like you or I,
Now, would a member have to be a member?
There's no way to verify that. Like I told you, most churches don't even know who they have as members.
But then again, why would you be on it if you weren't interested in?
Yeah. You can stalk people, I guess. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And they said there were 150 applicants that there were 500 total. 150 got sent to the next round. So we're not alone. You know what I mean? But there's actually a pretty big Slack thing here. It's up to 97 members. It's pretty big. We got to do a video about something about what it is that we think is sort of, it was written in an interesting way, like, what does your heart burn for, or something like that. Some sort of passion. What are we passionate about? So I gotta kind of think that through. But there's also a startup canvas that they want us to do. So we can do that. But I think what I wanted to kind of get your feedback on was, what can we, because this isn't really thought through. Like I just kind of like I told you, like basically just started slapping stuff together based on what I had time for, you know? So it's not really all that thought through. And I was like, man, didn't we think through this thing a lot more?
I don't think we did.
I don't know if I thought we did, but maybe we didn't.
No, I think we had the general concept or idea, and then we went and found the platform.
And we just went,
Like you said, let's just do it.
the basic.
Test it.
Yeah, you're right. I think
We didn't
you're right.
really test it.
Because at the time, what we were building it off of was really Nextdoor.
Right,
that?
right, yeah.
So, and that's really super basic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, I'm just thinking, like, what are some things, like, because it can be like, I thought it would be interesting if we do some basic stuff like being able to have friends.
Is the donation thing
followers.
built into this?
It would be, yeah.
Yeah. Does the Catholic Church have the concept of like a presentation, like during the sermon, or does the priest just talk from the Bible and like?
So there's a.
So, you know, like at our types of churches, there's slides, like literally slides.
Yeah, no.
Not like that.
No. It's normally just, they call it a homily. So they'll just like talk about the readings or try to make it relevant, you know, like. I mean, sometimes they'll do presentations if there's a guest speaker comes in, or if it's like a financial meeting or something like that. You know, sometimes.
I'm just trying to think what the draw would be on from a week-to-week basis. What's the retention strategy for members?
Right.
Because you mentioned a feed, so who's publishing?
Who's posting? And
Yeah.
what about?
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, this is kind of what I was thinking, but you know, that's a good question. Because is that enough? You know, announcements, events, prayer requests, big questions, inspiration. Because I also think of like Nextdoor, right? Like what happens on Nextdoor, and it's kind of random.
Yeah. Somebody will post an event, a security thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Too many complainers. Dude, I love Nextdoor because it is like a dumpster fire. Like, it's worse than Facebook, in my opinion. Like, it's the worst. It's like Facebook for really old people and like naggy people. Because the second someone says this, dude, people just go nuts. This one already has 77 comments about nagging. And it's just, you know, NIMBYs? Not in my backyard. NIMBYs. Extremely loud revving. Just people complaining, dude. It's all it is. Naked guy.
Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good question. Like, I think you have to make enough categories. Like here, so they have, this is interesting, they have a cheer map. So if you have lights on, or if you did like a holiday display, you'd say yeah. So I didn't do that. Dude, I hacked it, dude. This is for Sightbox.
Oh. So you get that neighborhood.
Yeah, this isn't even where I live. This is that area where I'm working. But this is back when I was trying to like do small businesses and stuff like that. So they have the cheer map, which is kind of interesting. Local deals. I mean, you could do sponsorships and stuff. I mean, that's the other part of it, right? How do you raise money, you know? Crime and safety, lost and found. So it's really about, in some ways, like finding these topics that people want to sort of talk about. And again, there's like groups, small topics, and then directories. So yeah, like I basically just kind of ripped this off. But it would be interesting to think of, like what you're saying, like maybe there's content that we create. Because there's another one, called pray.com. And they're here in LA, actually. It's kind of a weird thing. So they have, so they have a bunch of things to listen to. Then there's like this community thing. And I think this is how it actually started out, as like a social thing. So here they have a way to get money, a little map and direction. But look at this, like this is my church, right? Our Lady of Guadalupe, and then you'll see here like just this prayer team or pray team. And these are just like posts that they put in, just so it's not an empty feed.
But can you post on that wall?
Yeah. Let me just write something here.
There you go. Yeah.
World peace.
Does it show members? How many?
No. It's kind of weird, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I'm probably the only one.
And can you post on somebody else's church?
Yeah, let's find out. See if your church is here. Father's house, right?
Yeah.
Add a new community. Uh-oh. See it there? Corpus Christi, Chicago, near. Maybe it's not listed.
Maybe.
We have to suggest some sort of content marketing to go with it, something to draw people in. Or a way of doing it, like you said, like the stories, or making it more interactive than just posts in the feed. You know what I mean?
It could also be the hub for the. So does the. Again, I don't know because I'm not familiar with the Catholic Church that much.
Yeah.
Like, do they have social media, the churches?
Sort of. I mean, there's a channel, but like, I don't even know if I follow it.
Mm. So I guess I'm asking a two-part question. One is, should we allow, for example, my church has a strategy and has a huge YouTube following and Instagram and all that. Do we allow like postings of like the podcast or video or sermon on this platform from a third party as a post?
Oh yeah.
And then the second part of the question is, or do we become that? For the ones that don't have a strategy and just post on there. Like upload your video there, upload your...
Oh, yeah, I guess you could.
It's part of like content.
Yeah, but then we're hosting it and stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah. And then just embed it. Just host like photos, you know, just keep it simple.
Mhm.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, I will try to make it more unique too, since we're focusing on this the Catholic Church for now.
Yeah.
I would focus it more, the feed to be more unique to what's going on, what you would want to know and keep up to date with,
Yeah.
and not too general, because then it's just going to be like, oh, just another place.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, if there's a campaign going on, show me where it's at.
Yeah.
Like at any given moment. Keeps the church accountable too.
Yeah. Well,
And if there's prayer requests, like flag them as that, not just a post that, you know what I mean? Like everything should have a uniqueness to it. Do you remember the app Path?
No.
Came and went? I feel like it had that element to it.
Yeah. Okay. But you're right. It has to sort of like answer the question, like, well, why? What makes this better than Facebook? Not just an alternative, but.
Path was nice, but it was bad timing. They were competing with the rise of Instagram and Snapchat. But I'm pretty sure it preceded those. You see, like music, location, photo, a quote, like everything had a purpose.
Okay.
Rather than just like LinkedIn right now is like wide open. Next door, right?
Yeah.
Even though there's categories, it's a wide open thing. We just put whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
This is more intentional. So it would be like a prayer.
Yeah.
Request would have its own. It looks a certain way.
Yeah.
And if it's like a campaign update or treat it like Venmo, even like I want to pledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and so gave whatever, like contributed. It doesn't have to show money amounts. Like so and so, contributed to this campaign, or just to make it be like, oh, like shoot, we need to step it up. It had
Look at that.
See, and then everything kind of looked. Again, this is very like 1.0 app.
Sure.
But they were way ahead and people weren't ready for this back then. See, here's like a little map thing. And their whole idea was that it's like a path, like everything was dotted.
Yeah, I saw that. Looked like the timeline.
The timeline.
It kind of kills me that Facebook got rid of that, because I thought that was kind of a genius thing. I liked it. So that at least your profile kind of had like a timeline. Like it was like, this is my life.
Yes, it's a matter of like identifying what those unique features are.
Yeah, and there's
And
nothing.
that just addresses one niche.
And there's nothing like, you can look up Catholic Social Network and there's nothing. I think there's a letter from the Pope saying a call to Facebook to like not be awful. That's about it. That's about all there is out there. So it's just not a thing, But what's interesting though, there are a lot of other like Christian social networks that are sort of out there, but none of them have really been successful. So I don't know. To be honest, like we don't have to sort of go crazy. I think we go with what we think is the best idea. Because I don't want to get so crazy with it that we're losing people, right? Like I want to make it really understandable. That being said, the team who's helping pick these things out, they get it. They're part of this group called the Catholic Collective or Catholic Creatives, and they're younger than us, probably your age, and so they're going to be able to suss it out. They're going to be like, yeah, that works or that doesn't. So it's got to have that, just that enough interest and like relevance to say, yes, that's worth pursuing, and then say, help us make it great, you know? So I think we can get it there. Makes me excited. I mean, dude, it'd be nice, man. Imagine 100,000 G's to just
Build it out.
make it. And I even put in there, like, you know, we'd probably need at least 70 of that to build it, and then 30 to market it. You know?
Yeah.
But I think in LA alone, there's like a couple hundred Catholic churches, so it's like on either, you know, 10% of that at a time, round one, and then grow from there. So.
Yeah, and then later we can figure out what's the incentive for all churches to say, I need to be on that.
Yeah.
That's the next kind of,
Yeah.
What's our strategy for recruiting them?
Yeah.
There has to be a value exchange.
Right.
We got to be on there because
This and that.
this and that.
We're losing people to it or not having it. Or
Yeah.
This other church has it and people are talking about it. We need it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of think that through. Because if we're doing it right, it's not just solving a pain, it's offering something greater, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's bearing fruit.
Mhm.
And not just being an alternative to Facebook. It's got to have its own sort of
Its own thing,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It does record you.
Okay.
See, I had like a test here. Here's the issue is, unless I'm missing it, there's no way to combine the two. It's like you're doing one or the other. So it's literally just screen recording at that point.
Okay.
I don't know what the video is for then. Because Loom itself is... How was the crash? Loom itself actually does that.
Yeah.
So it screens you. So that's,
Yeah.
which is basically... this is Tapp that app, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I figured that's why they are enabling camera here. But when I go here, see there's camera
Okay.
and
Screen.
there's screen,
But it's either or.
but it's either or.
Okay.
So I
they
don't
were
know.
right in that sense.
Well, they were right, and the other question is, why aren't they combining the two in mobile?
Unless they can't.
Well, there's that too.
Let me try it on here.
So it takes me back to this then, which is here's sort of their solution to it.
Oh, they don't even have it for Android.
No? That's interesting. So this is what they said. They'll have some sort of, again, the fact that they went high fidelity kind of threw me off because it's bad design.
Uh-huh.
But they consider this their wireframes.
Okay.
So then they feel like you need some kind of tutorial type of thing. And Loom does it beautifully. Like
Yeah.
theirs was nice, right?
Your walkthrough.
Yeah, it basically walked you through like what. See, you do this, you do this, you do this, then start. So they did this without knowing about this. So they're on point as far as need something to describe what you're about to do, right? So then you start that. Am I looking at iOS? I don't think so. So this is iOS. Right?
Screen broadcast.
So it has to warn you. And that's what these guys have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then you start broadcast. And then the way it does is it uses the system screen recording. And even this tells you the same thing. And then
It can record the microphone though.
Well, not at this stage yet.
This one. Yeah.
Oh, this one? Yeah, when you're doing... Oh, I see. I haven't tried it. I'll try it in a minute. So the only difference for this one is you have to click this to end it.
But look here, unfortunately, audio from your device is not yet available.
Oh. So this is just for video.
It just does video and your audio. So you can't record if it's a game or something, it's just muted.
I see. And that's basically what these guys said.
Oh, is it?
So it's a two-step process.
Okay.
So then you click this to end the recording, to stop the broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way in iOS you can stop it, is to hit that, because that's how this works. Then you have your playback here, and the only other thing missing is the trim, which they know that needs to occur.
Oh,
which is where you can trim the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
So what I said to them is, because they wanted to stop here and say save the video with or without camera, and then you can add camera later after. And I said no, I want to force them, because then otherwise we're just another screen recording app.
Right.
Our whole thing is it's got to be a video that has a video with a video.
Yeah.
That's what our platform is.
Yeah.
So then they added it here. I said, okay, then after the playback, you can't do anything. So they're gonna remove like share. You can't share here.
Yeah.
You can really
go trash it
or start over. But then you have to add, and then it'll start your face broadcast, and then they can trigger this.
Yeah.
And then all it's doing is playing back this one
on top of.
And the way that they do it is they're actually doing another screen recording.
Oh, wow.
So they're screen recording the playback. On Android, we're actually layering the two at the same time.
Right.
But you can't do that on iOS. So they're doing another screen recording now with the video over it. And then now we're capturing video and audio. And so again, you have to stop up here.
Okay.
Because you're done broadcasting. And then you would save your video. So then you'd have your... And then I told them, I said, it's not in the UX, but I said, let's say your screen recording is good, but you don't want to do your video yet.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't lose it.
Yeah.
So I told them they put it in draft mode.
Oh yeah.
Until they complete it. See, there's no share here.
Yeah.
Because these aren't done.
Yeah.
You can't share these. So once you add your front-facing video, then it's shareable. And then basically, so now from here you can.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, this is this is no social. This is just an MVP to prove that we can do the tech, and that we can give it to users to play with it and share it, but share it on other social networks.
Yeah.
Then that'll get people like, hey, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Then they'll start to download our app. Then we layer sort of that social piece to it, right? Capturing is not finished. Save the draft or add camera. See, that was done.
Ah, yeah.
So if you try to back up, save it as a draft. So it saves it. Then I can add the camera to it
Later.
later. So that's where we're at with iOS. So I still think we have an advantage
Yeah.
because of the front-facing camera,
Yeah.
and because Loom is never going to build a social network. They're just not. That's not. They're a utility.
Yeah.
And we're not. We have the utilities there, but that's not where we're going with it.
No.
You know what I mean? So back to Ryan, I feel like the fact that he tweeted that means he likes the concept and he uses it as a part of their workflow. It's a utility. We're coming in if we pitched him, he'd say, well, not only do we have a utility, but we think there's an opportunity to create a social network around these videos. As a means to do what you guys are doing, which is discovering new products.
Yeah.
And our version of that is apps. That's a pretty compelling sell for me.
And if Ryan's digging on it,
Exactly.
he already likes
And
the concept.
I don't know how big Loom is, but for a potential threat,
Acquisition.
you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how big they are. And then for Android, it's basically loads the
Oh, they did it for that too?
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot! Hold on, let me put this in.
See? All your social stuff would show up right here.
Yeah.
The other thing I need to add would be our branding. So you know, have you seen TikTok videos on
Yeah.
somewhere? The TikTok's like moving around, you know, the logo.
Yeah, it's
So
dancing.
they do that on purpose. Right.
It took me forever to figure out what that was when it first came out. I was like, what
Yeah.
are these videos? What is that thing?
So then here is share, obviously. You can share from here too. And you're playing back. So that's where we're at with this. So now we need to raise some money because I got some numbers back from them to build it up, to build
Yeah.
both out. Let's see. iOS 12K, Android 10K.
Are you joking? Dude, that's ridiculous. How nuts is that?
This is like a build your own droid. The Sightbox droid. Oh. Come on, man.
And we just need to do a proposal for that because he needs to buy it. But it'll probably be somewhere between like 3,000 and 5,000. It's not a lot, but the idea is that once it works, or once we know that, then it's just market research. So once the marketing happens, we'll have that. Although I don't know how he's funded, if he's bootstrapped or not. I feel like he's bootstrapped.
I think he is. See this?
Oh no. Dude, is that a Sightbox RTD2?
Oh, I never thought of it that way. Well, you said it.
What do you mean, dude? It's orange.
Did I just break it?
Nah.
Oh, come on. It's fired on that. Is this the one from Disneyland?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Oh, hold on. was something I was thinking about for. Oh, what was it? Something in January. I can't remember what it was, but it was like there's a good reason to have one in January.
I'll put this at the bottom, but it's a big one.
South by Southwest, yeah.
So we know that it's coming.
So I hit up Renee, haven't heard back.
I hit up.
Scooby.
I did through Copper.
Uh-huh.
I just said, hey, I haven't heard from you,
Yeah.
and then haven't heard back.
He said something about, he hit me up on LinkedIn and said he's got some market research he wants to act on. I'm like, well, I'm like, here's my calendar, dude, set up a meeting, let's talk.
Oh, dude. We have to do a recruit outreach.
Oh,
We
yes.
said we were gonna do that.
Yes. Nah, dude, I think we're gonna just freaking run one.
I'm fine with that.
I
I'm fine with that.
I think that's.
We should set up.
We should talk about that.
We should set up some time for Friday.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think we talked about doing something for tomorrow, right? Or Thursday? Some document. We're gonna have something was gonna be due.
oh, you're right.
What?
Script.
Script. That's it. That's right.
So script Thursday, and then I would say Friday we just do that. Like,
Yeah.
don't even pun it.
No. It's all on us.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So this is hot, man.
Yeah.
Let's just go. I'll do it. I don't even care. Like, write the script. You know what I mean? We'll curate the list, and then because I have access to the DMs, I'll find them. I'll follow them. I'll DM them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see an email, we can go a little further. Send them an email too.
Yeah.
We'll do what we gotta do. But yeah, I would say the same thing. I'd say we're vested. Like,
Yeah.
let's take it and run with it.
We're co-founders now.
Yeah, if those guys want to focus on Kalos, let them.
Yeah.
We're
Well, and I almost want them
we
to.
co-own that too.
Yeah.
So,
I almost want them to, in a sense, like one, I think they're more comfortable in that. Two, they need to make some revenue or else all of this goes away. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So let us do the spin-off and
Right.
show what's up.
I mean, we would beg other startups to let us take let us run with it.
Yeah, let us run with it.
And these guys need it.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Where are we with this?
I have a meeting on Friday. I'm just gonna show her. I've got some new slides for her pitch day. I don't know. It just keeps dragging. It's time to end it. I mean, she's great, but it's taking a lot of time. Honestly, I need to really think. I need to be. You know what? I found someone who actually is a product person who does pitch decks. So I tried to set up a meeting with her. She hasn't replied back, but I'd love to find someone who can help with that.
That's not a bad idea. Because right now it's all falling on you.
It's all on me, and it's not something like I've done a million times, so it's still kind of
It's almost like you're doing it from scratch every time.
I'm rusty. And this chick, she's good. Like her design skills.
Where'd you
are
meet
great.
this person?
I don't even know. She like random email, like out of nowhere, and I'm like, She's like product person, presentation person. I'm like,
And you saw some of them?
yeah,
You should ask how much the.
yeah,
We just roll it into the packages. Like,
yeah. That's how we do it. You know.
I mean, I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Where are we with the?
Design resource. I put the thing up on AngelList.
Are you good?
I did.
Okay.
I haven't.
Oh, is that why I keep getting hit up on LinkedIn?
Is it? Are you getting it up?
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of direct messages from people saying, saw your posting, but I thought it was from the old ones.
Oh.
If anything looks legit, I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
But we need to solve this, like,
Right, yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
The red.
The red line. Yeah, it was my old line.
Was it?
I used to get off at like.
Yeah.
I used to live near Bryn Mawr.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Get out of here.
Water.
No way. So I used to live in. What's it called? What is that? Shoot.
Broadway, Florida,
Yeah, what was it called?
Lakeshore Drive.
Well, it was first. We lived in Ravenswood, and then we moved.
Okay.
We moved to Andersonville.
Okay. Your Andersonville is the happening part. Edgewater is still getting there.
That's awesome. How
I'm
cool.
still getting used to all the neighborhoods. It's a huge city.
Oh, yeah.
A lot bigger than what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, especially downtown. Downtown is nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really nice. And everything is nicely decorated. Everything is Christmas ready. So.
Are you there for good?
Yeah. Despite the cold. It's 19 degrees here, guys.
Hey.
Are you there for good?
Sorry?
Are you there for good?
Are you there for good? Are you just visiting? No, you're there, right? You're living there, right? Like you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved here for good.
All right.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
This is home.
Until you get the itch to move again.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, take your time.
Alright. Out of here. Reception is a little bubble here. I'm trying to get out of the exit here. New city, trying to figure things out, trying to meet people. So I'm going to an event right now, actually. There are so many events going on, but it's also holiday season, so everybody is busy running around. It's been a little hard to year, so budgets are cut. Nobody's really being controlled to do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. Here we are.
The end of 2019. With a cozy fire on.
It's so nice.
It's nice
So
and
nice.
toasty.
I just noticed that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I figured it was appropriate. I don't know if we're gonna get